All right. Welcome, everybody. It looks like we're officially live. Thank you all for joining and for finding your way here, whether you've joined on YouTube or you're here over the phone. We're so glad to have you. I'm Jasmine Chandy. I'm a program coordinator for Rush Generations. And so, for those of you who may be new to Rush Generations, or if this is the first lecture you're joining, welcome. Rush Generations is a health and wellness program that's all about aging as best as we can. So, we offer lectures like this one at least twice a month. We have fitness classes and support groups, workshops, and tons of great activities and events. So, at the end of this lecture, we're going to go through some of our upcoming programs and instructions on how you can get involved with Rush Generations too. Today, our lecture is on safety concerns in aging. And before we go ahead and introduce our speaker and get into the talk, if you've joined in on YouTube, you are welcome to add any questions or comments throughout the lecture. So there's a live chat button. If you've joined in on the computer, you'll see that on the right side of your screen. If you've joined in on maybe a tablet or a smartphone, you'll see that live chat button on the bottom of the screen. So wherever it is, you'll see a little button that says live chat, and you can click there and type in any questions or comments throughout the lecture. And then we'll share that with our speaker at the end. And then for those of you who've joined in over the phone, you will have the opportunity to unmute yourself at the end of the lecture and ask questions as well. So again, throughout the lecture, for those of you on YouTube, you can go ahead and ask questions and add comments, and we'll share them at the end. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our speaker. So today we have Officer Roderick McLean, and he is an excellent communicator, motivator, public speaker, and even an author. He's based in Chicago, Illinois, and he has been a Chicago police officer for more than 17 years now. He speaks with passion and really captures a crowd. He works in community policing office in the 7th District in Inglewood as a senior citizen liaison officer. As a senior citizen liaison officer, he puts together safety and fraud presentations like this one. He plans events and outings for seniors and hosts events in order to get people out of the house. So he's really a wonderful speaker, and we're so grateful to have him here today. And so you are welcome to start presenting. And I'm going to go ahead and share your slides.
All right. Thank you for having me on here. And thank you all for showing up today. I know that everyone has schedules and you can sit at home and do nothing or be out and about doing something else, but you took time out of your day to come here. I truly love being a part of Rush Generations because there is such a plethora of information that they provide to all of the seniors, all the people that work with seniors, the service coordinators, and so many other people. So having the opportunity to be able to speak on here is like, an outstanding thing for myself. So I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. And again, thank you all for being here. So I do work with senior citizens. I work in community policing and I'm in the Inglewood area. So I'm able to provide resources to people here in the 7th district. But one of the things that I've realized is that a lot of senior citizens don't get the same treatment, respect, or resources that other service coordinators or, other seniors might receive. So, for example, one of the analogies I always talk to seniors about is I will say senior citizens have family members, or some senior citizens have family members, but they don't have anyone coming to check on them or call them or see how they're doing. So it's like they don't have anyone at all. And so often, young people and organizations forget about our seniors. And as a result, now our seniors are left at home and they're just kind of lonely and wishing that there would be somebody to call or someone to check on them or take them somewhere. So organizations like this providing resources, information is perfect. Something like what I do with the seniors, we go out on events and do walking clubs, safety presentations. It's perfect because it keeps us in line mentally for what we need to be prepared for and what we need to watch out for. Because I've had some seniors that have retired as police officers. And even though they are now a senior citizen, in their mind, they feel that they are still the same person that they were. So they should be able to carry a gun on them. And I've told them, well, you're not the same person that you were roughly 30 years ago. They're like, yeah, you're right. I said, so you're not as fast as you was. So if someone does something to you and you go to pull your weapon out, when you pull your weapon out and present it, they might take it. Now the offender who tried to harm you in the first place, now if they didn't have a weapon, they have one. And if they had one, now they have two. And now they say, yeah, you're right. So we have to realize that we are getting older. And I tell everyone, today, you are the oldest you've ever been in your life. There's no one been any older and come back and did it all over again to be younger again. So you're the oldest you have ever been. So this is the first time you've been this age. So it's excellent to be able to continue to get this information, learn about personal safety, internet safety, and fraud safety. So that way you can keep yourself safe as much as possible while dealing with, the community and organizations and partnerships as you go about your day. You can go to the next slide. So on the street, I always like to tell senior citizens and anyone for that matter to make sure that you are always alert. Just kind of look at it like the merry-go-round. When you're on a merry-go-round, you have to have the thing is going around and round and round. So you want to keep your head on a swivel to make sure that you can see everything at each angle. So make sure that you're not an easy target. For example, I tell seniors, for the ladies, carry your purse in front of you. If you have a flap that goes over the purse, close your flap. If you have the zipper, zip in the zipper on it, because a lot of times we're just so accustomed to who we are that we don't believe anybody is going to target us. So we might have the purse across our shoulder going to their back. And then now someone that wants to be a pickpocketer or be able to get into your purse, they can just look in your purse and open it up while you're still walking and facing forward. But if you have the flap on it and the zipper, now that's an added level of protection. So that way you can keep the things that are in your purse or in your wallet secure. Same thing for most of our male senior citizens. When you have a wallet, sometimes it's better to keep your information in the front pocket because now as you're walking through groups or you might go from store to store, it's easier just to tap your front pocket to make sure that your wallet is still there and your belongings are still in the same place than it is to kind of reach around and hit your back pocket because you get accustomed to it. It's behind you. It's like the same thing, out of sight, out of mind. And you don't think about it. So now if someone bumps up behind you and takes your wallet out of your back pocket, it might be a while before you realize that it's there or that it's missing. Another thing I like to tell seniors is, and this is just for an example, but if you go to a Walgreens or some type of shopping store like that, generally here in Chicago, there's usually a lot of people, or often more often than not, there's one person standing outside and they're generally begging for change or asking for money. And I like to ask the seniors, as you're approaching the store, look at the person to see, are they asking people that are walking in or walking out of the store? Because as you're walking into the store, 9 times out of 10, you don't have the cash in your hand. So they don't know what you're going to have or what you might have, but they might ask you to purchase them something while you're on the inside. Now you go through the store and you do your shopping, and sometimes the line might get kind of long. So when you are standing at the register, you receive your money. Sometimes we're just in a rush to help the line out. So let me walk out real quick, and you still have the money in your hand. Now, when you have the money in your hand, if you walk out the store and the person says, "Hey, I have $1," if you've got $10 in your hand, you can't say, "Oh, I don't have any money." But regardless of how that line is, it doesn't matter how long the line is, people have already been waiting. So let them wait, take the money, fold it up, put it away. If you choose to give the person some money, now you can give them the allotted amount of money that you want. You can take out $1, you can take out $2, you can take out whatever it is. And now when you walk out, here's the money, and you're not having to reach into your purse or reach into your wallet and become a victim. Because if you open up your purse, you look down into your purse, you look down into your wallet, and now you're taking your eyes off of them. And what are they going to do? They're going to look down into your purse and down into your wallet as well to see what else you might have. Not saying that they're going to cause harm to you, but you don't want to put yourself in a position to where you could receive harm. And one of the things that we call it as police, to be assaulted is to have someone say something to you or to say a threat. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to do this. When they put their hands on you, that's a battery. And because of most of our seniors' age as a senior citizen, that's an aggravated battery for them to put their hands on you. So you don't want to put yourself in any position that would cause you to receive a battery or place yourself in harm. Next slide. So always be alert on the streets. You can go to the next slide.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's not progressing. So just one moment.
Well, no problem. It'll go forward. So for the people that are able to see it, you'll see that there will be pictures of purses and ideas that you can use just to ensure that you have a certain level of safety while out with your purse. So for those of you that are not able to visualize it or are not able to see it, I want you to just imagine the different type of purses that you do have and think about what level of added protection do the purses provide for you, because some purses we know are just clutch purses. We just carry it out with us to go shopping somewhere real quick. We want to keep our IDs, keep a little bit of money in there, we're going to go. Other purses are kind of like our life, belongs in there. We have everything: ink pens, mints, and papers, receipts, our dunny change all at the bottom. We have probably some old jewelry that fell off in there. So it's a matter of what type of purse and what use do you use your purse for. So now, in these pictures, for the people that are able to see it, you'll see that there's a flap on one purse, and that is, and I say the flap because I want you to visualize the actual purse itself, that where all of your stuff goes down in it, and you have the opening of the purse at the top. But when you close the purse, some purses just have a magnetic close. Some purses have the flap or the part of the purse that extends out over top of the purse to cover the opening and then either clip into something or button down, or it might even have a magnetic close on it as well. So when you close that flap, that closing the purse and then closing the flap is a second level or second layer of added protection. If you have a zipper, zip in the purse, because now if someone chooses to try to get into your purse, they have to unzip in the purse, and usually the zipper might make a noise or they're not able to unzip it really quick and go into it. So that gives you another sense of security, knowing that if someone is trying to get into your purse, that they can go ahead and, I mean, you'll feel it before they're able to go ahead and get into the purse. And a lot of times when people want to take a purse, they generally take the purse when it's behind the person. So a lot of times we'll wear the purse where it crosses our body and is on our lower back side. Not most of the times when we have the purse and it crosses our body and we wear it underneath of our arm, we're able to secure it by using our elbow or holding on to the strap and then keeping it right there. And you can just imagine, like in the movies, how we have ladies from like New York when they walk through with their purse and they're holding on to the strap and they walk really fast and they're holding the purse secure with their elbow. But a lot of times we don't have that same type of security or that level of security as we age, or when we're in certain locations, because we feel that we should have a level of safety. So when the purse is behind you, people that have an opportunity to commit a crime or that are putting themselves in a position to commit a crime, they will try to commit the crime or the purse theft when it's behind your back. So always keep it in a situation to where you can um, put the purse in a reasonable position so that you can keep it where you are able to know or be aware of where the purse is. If you're keeping your cell phone in the purse or you're keeping any type of belongings in the purse, make sure that you have it closed, flapped, buttoned, zipped, whatever the added level of protection is. Finally, one of the things I always like to stress to people is when we're out driving around, a lot of times because of the summer, we know that the weather is feeling good and we ride our windows down. 9 times out of 10, when we go to a gas station, you'll pull in to get gas, and because you might just use your card, you're not leaving your vehicle. So as a result, you don't think to put the windows up. Some people will leave their purse in the passenger seat as they drive, if they're driving by themselves, in order to just look to the side and see the purse and know that it's secure. But once you get out of the vehicle and step to the back to pump the gas, your window is down and your purse is still in the vehicle. So someone can honestly run by, reach in, grab your purse, and take off running. And now they have all of your supplies, or your, everything that's inside of your purse. So I always stress, whenever you get out of the vehicle, roll your windows up. Ensure that the windows are up, even if you're just standing there to get the gas. Because while you're on the other side, you're standing there looking at the gas pump, and you're counting the money and counting the dollars and looking at the amount of gas that's going in. But you're not thinking about your purse. You're not thinking about your wallet or your billfold that might be still inside the vehicle. And not even just a purse. Even when you're shopping, don't leave the windows down, because someone can reach in and snatch that product that you just purchased. So you want to make sure that you have an eye on what you're doing or what you purchase, so no one can the reach inside your vehicle and take your products or your purse or whatever. You can go to the next slide. So personal safety. This is what I always stress. In the evening, a lot of times our seniors are not going to um, be out too late, but when you are out, you want to make sure that you walk confidently with your head up. Stay in a well-lit area, so that way people can see you, and then you can see people that are approaching you on the street or the sidewalk or the shopping mall, or any area like that. If you have an opportunity to shop with friends when you go shopping, make sure that you go make sure that you go shopping in a group setting with family members or someone that you feel is safe. So you want to shop in numbers. So you don't want to keep up with, you don't want to shop by yourself and then become a victim, or put yourself at a point of being a victim to someone coming up and grabbing you while you're shopping, or taking your belongings while you're shopping. Never carry or use large amounts of cash. One of the things I talked with a couple of seniors, and I had an older senior uh, who has lost her sight, and she's able to know her bills by touch. And she'll fold up the $10 bill in a triangle, and the $20 bill in a square, and a $1 bill in a circle or something. Like a rolled up kind of cigarette, for lack of better words. And she knows which dollar bill it is and keeps them in different pockets. So if you do like to just carry the cash in different increments of amount of money in different pockets, because if something does happen where someone runs up and tries to take all your money, you can give them the money out of one pocket and you're good. But you don't want to reach in to purchase something, or reach into your pocket for something and pull out all of your money and everything falls on the ground, and you may not even know about it. So a lot of times we keep our money folded up and put in our back pocket, and we might reach in our back pocket to grab out a set of keys. Now all of our money has fallen out. And in the same regard, back to the analogy of the person begging for change, you don't want to pull out all of your money in order to give someone $1 or $2, because you want to make sure that the amount that you want to give them, because you're giving it away, you want to make sure that you give them something that you can afford to lose. So don't have $100 in your pocket and you're trying to scroll through looking for a $1 bill. If you know that your money is not set up in a situation to where you can just pull out a single bill or a single dollar bill, then it's best to just say, you know what, baby, I don't have the money. And you know that if you had it, you would do it, but your safety is paramount. You have to ensure that no matter what you do, you are more safe for yourself than someone you don't even know. Because if someone is to shove you down or someone is to rob you, you lose all of your belongings. You get shoved to the ground, you can be injured. You can have a broken hip or a leg or any other type of injury. I had one of our seniors here in Chicago. She was out shopping and fell and hit her head and was in the hospital for about 3 months. And she fell between the car and the sidewalk, and she hit her head just where the sidewalk steps up. Now, in a situation like that, someone was with her where they were able to call the hospital. But if you're out shopping by yourself and something happens, you're on the mercy of just, the citizens around you. So if you have the opportunity, shop with friends and family. Make a phone call to let people know when you're leaving. Hey, I'm leaving my house to go to the store. I'm going to go shopping for a couple of hours. I'm going to the mall. I'm going to the doctor. Da da da. Now people have a timeline as to when you are supposed to be at some location and when you should roughly be back. And that way, if something happens, even us as the police, we know travel time from your residence to this location, where something could have happened or where it happened at, where what is the likelihood of it happening. Now, here in Chicago, we have our SDSC room, which is our strategic decision support center. So we have access to video cameras, and we can watch different pods or different video cameras around the city to be able to see where a crime has been committed. So if we have a timeline, or your friends or whoever has a timeline, they're able to better know how you can remain safe. And that's the key issue to all of this, is your safety. We have to ensure that you are safe because you have a plethora of knowledge that you can share. You are living history that we all need to be able to hear throughout our lives and many lives to go on. So if you're on public transportation, avoid sitting by the door. I know that it's easier for some of us to sit down at the first seat, but sometimes as a thief, they want to grab that last second thing. A lot of times we'll have our seniors, they will sit at the front door or by the front door, have their legs crossed and put their purse on their lap and then their hands on top of the purse, but they're not securing the purse. Their hands are just placed on top of the purse. And now, when a criminal wants to grab the purse, they just snatch it, and in one leap, they're out of the door. So if you have an opportunity, sit a couple of seats away from the front door or away from the middle door when you're on public transportation, like a bus or something like that, because you don't want someone to run by and snatch it. And now, in one step, they're out. At least make them have to run a little bit further so that way the bus driver can close the door, or someone can, grab them and say, hey, don't do that. So observe the behavior and people around you. For example, back to the example of the Walgreens guy begging for change. Shopping with friends, there's safety in numbers. If you're walking, stay in a well-lit area. Sometimes you'll have certain lights on blocks that might be out. It might behoove you to cross the street to where the next set of light is. Or if you're looking and you see where people's porch lights are on, now they can see you as you're walking up the street or walking up the sidewalk. You want to stay as safe as possible. I know a lot of times our seniors want to get up and go walking at 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you might find yourself out at 5, 6, or 7 o'clock in the evening. So treat it the same with your safety. Walk confidently with your head up. And lastly, on public transportation, ensure that you're not sitting directly by the door, because that gives people an opportunity to snatch your purse and take off running. You can go to the next slide. In your vehicle, I use the analogy of the seatbelt. But when you first get in your vehicle, remember to lock your vehicle doors. Ensure that things are not in plain view of thieves. Park in a well-lit area if traveling at night. When shopping, put your packages in the trunk. A lot of times we get in the vehicle, we'll just drop the package in the back seat, and we might go shopping in another location. When your package is now in the back seat, now someone that can be case in the parking lot, they can look inside your vehicle and see, oh, look at this. She went grocery shopping, or, here's a Louis Vuitton bag, or there's, a book bag in here. And it might just be notebooks, but to a criminal, this could be the lucky hit. So they want to try to grab whatever they can. And you don't want them to be able to, you don't want to be a victim. You don't want them to damage your vehicle and try to take whatever they think is in there, leaving your iPads and laptops, put that in the trunk as well. If you're going in and out of a store to go shopping, like in a outdoor shopping mall, one of the things that you should do is put your stuff in the trunk, get in the vehicle, and drive to another parking location. So if there is someone sitting in the parking lot and they're looking for people, they're looking for the people to come back and forth to the vehicle so that they can say, okay, they went to their vehicle. Now I'm going to go break into it. They're not looking at people that are getting in vehicles and driving away. You might only drive a quick loop and then go to another location, like within the shopping center. But what you're doing is you're throwing them off to keep them from thinking They're going in and shopping $100 at the gym store, $50 at the purse store, $250 at a clothing store, or whatever the case might be. So going back and forth, while it may seem easier to leave the stuff in the vehicle, it's safer to put it in the trunk and move your vehicle to another location. You can go to the next slide. So vehicle safety, paramount. Put your things, your belongings in the back of the trunk whenever possible. If you have to leave it in the back seat, try to have like a cover or comforter or something in your vehicle that will be able to cover it up. If you don't have anything, by all means, put the purse, put the object on the floorboard of the back seat and lean your seat back, making it as difficult as possible for someone to want to look into your vehicle and see something. They have to literally probably put their hands up to the window cover and try to look in. Now people will see suspicious activity and they'll be kind of looking at it, or depending on where you're shopping, the security system might be alerted to, something going on. If someone breaks into your vehicle, they can look on the camera and see when they put their hands up on your window, or case in the parking lot. Same thing with Uber and Lyft. I know that a large number of seniors don't even consider riding at Uber and Lyft. But for those that do, your main thing that I always say is, when you riding Uber, they will send you the license plate, the vehicle make and color, and even the image of the person that is supposed to be picking you up. By all means, please review it. And before you get in the vehicle, take a step to the front and look at the front of the vehicle to make sure the license plate matches. You want to make sure that you are getting in the vehicle that you have purchased and not someone just picking you up and trying to take advantage of you. So ensure that you're safe. Just like a safety belt will secure you in your vehicle, use your own safety belt of knowledge to secure yourself, secure your belongings, and continue to keep yourself safe in vehicles and your shopping through or with your vehicle. You can go to the next slide. So here's the key thing. So this all these slides are for your safety. We want you to be safe. Your safety is paramount. Now, say for instance, something does happen. A lot of times we're so just blown away and in shock that something happened to us, we forget things and we're not remembering how tall the person was, did they have an accent or anything. When someone is around you, and this is just kind of like uh, a little test of your own knowledge that you can start doing. When you're in an environment and you're talking with someone, just start looking them up from head to toe. And that's how we do everything. You look for, what is their sex? Are they male or female? What is their race? Are they Caucasian, Hispanic, African American, Asian, Indian, anything like that? What do you believe the age of the person to be? And this is all just stuff that you can think about in your head. What do you believe the age is? And then what your height is. Is the person that's next to you, or the person that's talking to you, are they taller than you? Are they shorter than you? Are they roughly 5 or 6 inches taller than you, a foot taller than you? How would you estimate what their height is? Then what do you think their weight is? You know what your weight is. Are they a roughly the same build? Are they thin? Are they heavier or husky? Do they have muscles? Do they have a lot of clothing on? What do you believe the sex, race, age, and height and weight are? Now, looking at things that you can tell, looking at their face, what do you think about the face shape? Do they have a long face? Do they have a big nose, a wide nose? Do they have a beard, or is their face clean shaven? Do they have a mustache? Do they have gray in the beard, or is the beard completely black, or is it red? What type of texture hair do they have? Do they have a short haircut, long hair? Do they wear it in a ponytail, or even is it bald? What are these type of things? And these are stuff that you start noticing more often when you're out and about. As someone approaches you, how can you guess what these things are before they can even approach you? So you can be out grocery shopping. Next time you're grocery shopping, you turn down the aisle, just kind of quiz yourself as you're walking up to the next person. Okay, she looks like she's roughly my height. She's a female. She looks like she could be African American. Her estimated age, we'll say, is 45. She looks like she's about my weight and she has a thin build. So, you can start just thinking these things because you want to be calm enough in any given situation. It could be a traffic crash, a robbery. It could be you on viewing something. On viewing mean you happen to see it. You pulled up and you saw something, and you want to be able to describe what the offender looks like. Now, back to the vendors, you described the hair. What complexion are they? Are they light skin, dark skin? Are they medium complexion? Do they have any pores or acne, razor marks, rashes, a slice to the face, or anything like that? When they speak, what did they sound like? Were they articulate? Did they sound Southern? Did they sound like they could be from the New York area and talk real fast and they try to say everything real quick? Did they have an accent? Did they have a long draw or any type of patterns? Did they say any word that was um, different than what you're used to? Like where I grew up, we call soda soda, but up here, everybody calls soda pop. So now when you're talking with people, they might say something different and you say, oh, I caught that. You're not from here, or you might be from somewhere else. So depending on where you are, the dialect or the speech or things that they have will be able to allow you to be able to tell more about the person. Then of course there's other things. Clothing. You can go to the next slide. Clothing. You want to be able to describe their clothing. Did they have on a hat? Did they have no hat? Was it a hat with a little bill in the front, or the hat with the brim all the way around it? Did they have on a sweat top? Did they have on a hood? If they had on a sweat top, was it a zip up or was it just a pullover? Did they have on a coat? What color is the coat? What color is the sweat top? Did they have a t-shirt on? What color was the t-shirt? What object, if it was a t-shirt, was on the cover, on the front of the t-shirt? Going down still, because again, we're going from head to toe. Did they have on dress pants, sweatpants, blue jeans, or even like some slacks? Did they have shorts on? Were the pants wrinkled? Do they look like they cared about their appearance? Did the pants look dingy and dirty, like they've been sleeping in them for days upon days? So these are things you want to look for, head to toe. Shoes. Do they have shoes? Do they have flip flops? Did they have flip flops, or do they have gym shoes on? Do they have dress shoes on? And then if it's the winter, most people will wear dark boots because you're going to be stepping in mud. You might be stepping in snow or anything like that. But do they have on bright colored gym shoes or white gym shoes? Or in the summer, when most people are wearing gym shoes, did they have on boots? Did they have dress boots? Do they have like hiking boots? Like what type of boots they have? So as you're walking towards someone, guesstimate what their age, race, weight, sex, scars, anything. Guesstimate as you're approaching them, and then from head to toe. Okay, she has a pigtails in, and she has a butterfly on the top, and he has on a zip up jacket that's black with Chicago police on it, and then he wears blue sweatpants. So you want to try to look at these things as someone is approaching you. And finally, if they are in a vehicle, and this is something I always do, like when I'm presenting in person, but I usually will talk and then I'll take the keys out of my pocket and then put them in my left hand and then put them in my pocket, and I continue presenting. And by the end of the presentation, I always ask, what pocket are my keys in? And people are like, I didn't even see you take the keys out. I've had one time where someone actually knew where the keys were, and that was in a room of probably about 65 or 70 people, and he just happened to wonder why I did it. But when you drive, and here in Chicago, we're known for traffic, and I'm sure everybody has traffic wherever you are. But when you drive and you sit in traffic, think about how long you have been behind a vehicle where you don't even realize what the license plate number is, or even what the first couple of letters are. Or for some of us who have stairs going into our residence, how many stairs do you have to go up in order to get into your residence? How many stairs are in your residence to go from the first floor to the second, or from the first floor to the basement? So these are things that you want to kind of be able to be more mindful of. So if someone does strike your vehicle and they take off, you might say, oh, it was a green four-door car and the license plate was 123. I didn't get the rest of it. Well, at least we can put in our system a green four-door vehicle, license plate number 123, and it'll match all of the green license plate vehicles with those numbers. It might be 321, 213, 123, ABC. So You just want to be able to be as mindful to be able to see those things as possible. You can go to the next slide. When calling the police, there's two main things I always say. If it's happening now and it's emergency, call 911. If it's something that, like a cat getting out the tree, or some type of event that a tree fell down in the street, or something that a service can be provided to fix it. The stop sign is covered by a tree and needs to be cut down. Call 311. Anything that you can't understand, if you don't know which one to call, dial 911. Just that simple. Always try to stay as calm as possible, remember as much as possible. But as soon as you see something and it's fresh in your mind, dial 911. And if you think that it's something that's just like a pothole in the street, or some type of city service can come by and fix it, 311. If you do not know which one to pick, just dial 911. All right, you can go to the next slide. Same thing I said, safety on the internet, I equate it to the seatbelt. You can go to the next slide. Um, Whenever you are getting online, internet safety is paramount. There are so many cyber criminals that are looking to try to get into your personal belongings, and you run a, you order something online. If they don't have, and you'll see it on the next slide, but if they don't have the S or a locked, like a padlock on the URL line where you type in www.chicagopolice.org, then if it doesn't have the HTTPS on the line, which you'll see shortly, then it lets you know that it's not a secure website. So if you're going to shop online, I always stress, if you are shopping just in general and just oh, I'm buying something here, I'm buying something there. If you have two accounts, use one account for shopping online. So that way, if someone tries to wipe out your account, they only get that amount. Or what's even better is to get a prepaid card, and now you upload the amount of money to the prepaid card that you want to shop with. And now there's no access or back route into your bank account. You can always look on the National Police Association website, and that's nationalpolice.org. And they have a lot of information in order to be able to help you be prepared and to fight cyber criminals that are trying to get your personal information, and how to help you keep yourself safe online. You can go to the next slide. So again, nationalpolice.org, they have different scams and different things that you can take a look at. So be aware of social media or email scams, where someone might try to say, say for instance, you might be on vacation. Oh, hey, we went to Florida, and I'm down here swimming with the dolphins and da 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 da. Well, someone knows through your social media posts that you're not at home. So you don't want someone to send information or send something to a family member. Hey, this person's been injured. We need to get access to your residence. We want to come over there and do X, Y, and Z. That's a scam. We have email scams. You might be surfing online for a vacation package, and you entered in your email address, and now someone is sending you a lot of bogus emails, and they ask you to click on the email in order, or click on the link in order to take you to a discount where you get a trip for free. You have virus or spyware that can be downloaded either onto your phone or onto your computer when you click on that link. So if it's not a protected website or a trusted website, or from a trusted person, I wouldn't click on it, because someone sends you a link. Once you click on it, it's allowing that information to be downloaded completely to your computer or to your software or your cell phone. So you want to make sure to have passwords on your cell phone, password on your computer. You don't want anyone coming up and just jumping on it and just searching the internet and everything else. So you want to have spyware or antivirusware, which is what most computers have, to be able to keep you safe. But don't click on links to stuff you don't know. Don't if you're just scrolling through the internet, and next thing you know, you find yourself now watching a YouTube video, and then you're on MSN looking up something, and you scroll over to Fox. Next thing you know, you have another link and you click on it. You don't even remember how you got to that situation. Where did you go in order to get to this link? So if you don't know or don't trust the link, don't click on it. Click on the next slide, please. Internet safety. So I break this down into personal computer and public computer. If you're on a personal computer, you want to lock the computer with a password that only you know. Nothing easy like your date of birth or wedding date. And the number one mistake that people make for password is putting the word password as your password. Don't do it. It has to be some type of mixture of numbers. Even if it's your birth date, don't put it in order. Like, you might have been born in 1953. You might put 3 5 uh JAN for January, 0 1 for one, and then 19 at the end. So you want to change it up so that someone can't just type in, oh, Miss Smith's date of birth is January 1st, 1955. Password. Now they've been able to get in, right? So look for the HTTPS on the URL. The S means the website is secure. Look for the lock padlock that I was explaining. That lets you know that it's secure. And avoid clicking on pop-ups that can be malware, which is spyware that they can get access to your computer. On a public computer, look for the pad look for locked padlocks. Do not enter anything personal about yourself. Don't use credit cards on a public computer. Don't put your personal information, social security number, or date of birth on anything. If you go to the internet, if you go to a internet cafe or you go to the public library, don't buy anything on those computers. They could have spyware on there or keystrokes where you type in stuff and it's recording pretty much everything that you're doing. Nothing personal on public computers. You can go to the next slide. For those of you that are able to see this slide, the security level of a slide that has HTTPS lets you know that they have done certain things to know that the website is locked and secure. It is a trusted website. Some websites that are unlocked just have HTTP on it. Now, it's not that it's a dangerous website. It just lets you know that you don't want to put your personal information in on it. Sometimes the HTTP might have a strike through it, or it might not have anything at all. So you just want to make sure that you look for the lock box, whether it's locked or unlocked, and or HTTPS on the URL. You can go to the next slide. And again, it's just another example where you can see HTTP or HTTPS. Remember, S means secured. So if you're on a website that has HTTPS, the S means the website is secure. You can proceed to the next slide. On social media, be leery of the information that you post. For example, when I said you're going out of town, if you're out of town, you might not want to post every day that you're in Florida or the Caribbean or something like that, because people know that you're not at home and you don't want them to be able to try to break into your residence knowing that you're not there. So if you're on vacation, make a plan for someone to pick your mail up. You might be gone for a week. Some seniors like to travel for a month. I've seen seniors go on cruises and they do positional cruise where they'll fly out to another country and then catch the cruise back to the United States. So you want to make sure that you are secure in your residence and secure when you're posting. Don't post like your date of birth. I mean, not your date of birth. Don't post your address on your social media. If you take a picture in front of your residence and you're talking with someone, you don't want your address on the picture because people can find out where you live at. Go to the next post, please. I worked on these transitions. So you see how the transitions like open up and some go from the top to the bottom. That's what pretty much makes me feel like I'm computer literate, but it's just a button I was able to click. So on this slide, for the people who aren't able to see it, I have two senior citizens that are looking at a laptop, and one of them has their mouth covered. The other one just has their eyes open real wide, like, oh my goodness. So they both are in shock at what they see on the internet because you don't want to post personal stuff on the internet. For example, personal information, date of birth, addresses, social security, your paychecks, anything like that. Some people like to show off, and it's not really something we have to worry about with seniors, but they like to show off the amount of money they've received, and they'll put their check online. Look how much money I get. Or, hey, I'm so happy I got my driver's license today. And they post a driver's license, but it has their driver's license number, their date of birth on it, the home address. And now someone can just take that information and open up their own line of credit in your name because now they have your information. They can use your information to go and request a new driver's license for them through you. So don't put personal information online. You can go to the next slide. So this is one of the things that I was saying earlier before we even started this. Senior citizens are the number one targeted group for fraud. Yes, it can happen to you. If you think about it, for senior citizens that do not have anyone calling to check on them, when someone does call, the senior will sit there and talk with them on the phone. They're excited somebody finally called. And another example I used was I had a senior call me because someone defrauded them with trying to put their roof together. They came to them, hey, we're in the neighborhood, we're doing roofs, we can fix your roof. It was a bad rainstorm, and a lot of roofs are being fixed. Roughly the price is about $25,000. Whoa, hey, I can't afford $25,000. The person will say, well, that's good. We're running a special since we're in your area. We can start work on your roof tomorrow for $2,500. Now the senior is like, that's a great deal. Now I can afford 2,500. I'll give you the 2,500 now so you can go get the supplies. They'll say, well, wait, let me go bring you what we have. Now let me go get the supplies. They'll drop off some 2x4s. They might drop off some shingles. They might drop off some little tools or miscellaneous tools. Now the senior believes this is a legitimate company. They brought everything here already. I'm going to give them the check. Now you give them the check and now they're gone because they're not a legitimate company. You can't even call the Better Business Bureau. You can't even complain about anything. And then the bad part about it is you gave them the money. So they did not steal the money from you so that they can be arrested for theft. You willingly gave the money up. So now you've been out you're now out of the money because you've been defrauded. You can go to the next slide. So you have to be mindful if people are in your area and they're trying to come get you or trying to, do some work on your residence or trying to provide you with some type of new service. If you do not know them, don't deal with them. I had a time once where my wife and I were trying to get our carpet refinished, and I had two major carpet companies coming. One came at 10, another one's at 1 o'clock. The guy at 10 did an excellent presentation, but we didn't want to go with him because we had the other one scheduled at 1 o'clock. So he pulls up the like a business report of that company and he shows us, oh, all these people hated it. I can't believe they did this. I can't believe they did that. That the carpet company looks so terrible. So we said, you know what? You're right. Let's go with you. So we went with him. Then at 1 o'clock, the next presenter came and he was phenomenal. We couldn't believe it. Outstanding. And we were just, my wife and I just looking at each other, man, he's nothing like what they said they were going to be, but we're already with the other guy. So the guy pulls up the same website, but the only difference was, and I didn't catch it, the name that their company had was with an S. And when you look up the name with an S, it shows all these fake, write-ups about them. The company didn't have an S. So we didn't notice it. So you have to be aware of small details because so many people will try to scam you out of money to get the sale or to be able to get access to your bank accounts or be able to get you to donate money online or, oh, hey, this is the call center for the Democrat, Republican Party, and we're trying to get money raised for, and now you go and give them money, and then you're entered into a system, and everyone keeps calling you. Oh, we know we just want $25, we want $100, and it's not a lot of money, but it adds up. If you give everybody $25 when they call, you could be out thousands of dollars. You can go to the next slide. Yeah, that was really cool. That one I did. So just to name a few scams, there's Medicare and healthcare scams. People will call you, hey, this is Roderick with the Medicare agency. We would just like to know what your Medicaid number is, and we can tell you all your benefits that you have coming to you. You don't need to give that information out. If someone calls you, they have to prove who they are. You don't have to prove who you are. They're the ones trying to ensure that it's you. You don't have to prove anything. You can get some of this information from the NCOA, which is the National Council on Aging. They literally just had in April a 2-week training on senior citizens and programs for seniors. It was an excellent 2-week program. It was all virtual, so they have information. But everybody here, definitely stick to Rush Generations. They will not steer you wrong. I send Rush Generation information to my mom back home in Kentucky. Some other frauds, counterfeit prescription frauds, funeral and cemetery fraud scams, because everyone knows the only thing consistent about life is death. So you'll have companies call about insurance, or, hey, we're running a special on end of life cremation. You can sign up with us now, and then you lose all your money because that's not a real program. Of course, any telemarketing or phone scam, that's where they're calling you on the phone and they've entered you into a system, or they've got your phone number from the phone book. Hey, this is Roderick with the postage company, and you've just won a free carpet cleaning. All we need is your credit card number just to hold the event, and we'll be there tomorrow. Okay, and what's the 3 digits on the back? Now you've given them access to utilize your credit card. Internet frauds, investment scams. Over the summer, that was a really big thing where people were doing susus. You'd get with like a group of random people, and I donate $100, and you donate $100, and one person gets $600. And the only way it works is if the person who got the 600 or whatever reinvests back into the program. But what happens is a lot of people get their payment and then they leave, and now all these other people are without money because there's nobody reinvesting, because it's an investment scheme. You have homeowner or reverse mortgage scams. That's where companies will try to call you about your residence and try to sway you into doing a reverse mortgage. And I'm not for or against reverse mortgages, because there are companies out there that can actually benefit you on doing reverse mortgages. But you have to know that you're dealing with a company that is a legitimate Better Business Bureau certified company, because you don't want to give up information on your residence and then you lose it to tax or probate court or anything like that. Of course, you have sweepstakes and lottery scams. The main one that I usually use, of course, which I think should have probably been number one, is the grandparent scam. And that's where someone will call, like, anybody can pretty much Google you, and they'll Google your name and they'll call, oh, hey, Grandma Jane. Yes, this is Jane. Hey, Puddin', how are you doing? Oh, this is Roderick. I got arrested over the weekend, and I need you to bail me out. Well, baby, why do you sound like that? Oh, I was in a car crash and I messed up my nose, so I sound a little bit different. Okay, well, what do you need? I need you to wire me $300 to get out of jail. Well, hold on, let me call your mama. No, no, don't get off the phone. Just go and wire the money over to me. Most of us don't want our grandchildren locked up. So what are we going to do? We're going to wire them the money to get them out of jail. Then when we get off the phone, we now realize our grandchild was in the next room, or the grandchild was away at another college and you didn't even talk to them. So you want to make sure that if someone calls you and says they are the police, oh, we've locked up your son or your nephew and we need you to, wire some money to get him out. Just hang up and call the person, call your family member to check on them to make sure they're okay. If they don't pick up, it might have been true. You can call the police station. But if there's someone trying to get you to to wire money over the phone and they're not allowing you to get off of the phone to check on it, 9 times out of 10, it's a scam. You can go to the National Council on Aging or the Federal Bureau of Investigation for more information, and even the Chicago Police Department. No, you can go to the next slide. So there are tons of scams. For those of you that are internet savvy, I would definitely Google common elder fraud scams. And the things that I just told you about, you have another list where romance scams, where people will try to act like they're a romantic partner on social media, and try to swoo you to be able to get you donate money. Of course, the grandparent scam, tech scams, where they're trying to get into your residence. Oh, hey, we need to fix your TV, or we need to upgrade your internet. Now they get in there into your residence and they can put up cameras or download information or anything. Of course, we have government impersonation scams. If they don't have a government ID and there is no one to check on or to call to verify, even if it's someone posing to be a police officer, if they don't have a radio, if they don't have a police ID or a police badge, then you don't need to allow them to get your information and give them information. Don't let them into your residence until they can prove that they are a government agency or a lawful agency. You have home repair scams where people will come by, oh, like I said, I'll fix your residence and we'll be able to, get you a new house or a new door. If you did not purchase it already or provide the vendor or whatever the information that you need, don't go with just a random person. You can go to the next screen. And another scam is the family or caregiver scam. And one of the things that I learned through going to one of the senior organizations downtown was Elder Justice. They have programs where they put things together for senior citizens, just like Rush Generations. And a lot of times, senior citizens will have a family member taking care of their bills. And sometimes the family member will get access to all the money and say, "Oh, I'm gonna go shopping." Grandpa Roderick won't care, so they go buy a car and they go buy shoes and clothes and everything else. And now the grandparent who does not want to see the grandchild go to jail won't report it to the police because you don't want them to go to jail. But what ends up happening is the youth continue to do it, or the family member continues to do it, and now you're consistently out of money. So there's tons of ways to be alerted to fraud programs. And there's something you can call the National Elder Fraud Hotline. And for those of you that are at home, it's 1-833-372-8311. And that's the National Elder Fraud Hotline. You can also Google the FBI. They have an excellent information on elder fraud and scams for senior citizens. The chicagopolice.org website will also have, or home.chicagopolice.org website will have information on fraud and senior scams. And then we have detectives that can come out and speak to groups as well. You can go to the next slide. So finally, if you believe that you've been scammed, as soon as you find out, as soon as you realize, hey, someone took money out of my account, you need to contact your FBI field office, contact 911 to get a police report, and of course, even that fraud number that I just gave you. So you want to submit a tip online. We have a tip website for the chicagopolice.com. I mean, for Chicago Police, there's an FBI tip line, so you can go on the internet and find their, complaint line, and of course, contact your local police department to file a report. You can go to the next slide. Of course, if someone has defrauded you, and that's just the money, but if they stolen your identity, now where they have your credit card, I mean, have your driver's license, your personal ID, or if you run your credit and you see that someone has opened an electricity account or a cell phone in your name, you need to file an identity theft complaint with the Federal Trade Commission, because that's letting people know that they're getting credit in your name at some other residence. They may or may not be paying the bill, but to them it doesn't matter because it's in your name. So you want them to place a freeze on your credit report. And remember, there are 3 credit reporting agencies. So don't just have them freeze TransUnion and Equifax is still, running your credit and, oh, you're doing a terrible job. You've got a house over here that you're not paying bills on. You have lights in this, building down here. There's no bills and it's just pulling you down. But the minute you find out about it, find out that you've been defrauded or identity theft, call your local police department to be able to get a police report. Call the FBI, call the Federal Trade Commission. And lastly, another thing I like to say is whenever you have credit cards, make a copy of your credit card number, the expiration date, the 3-digit code on the back. So if someone does steal your phone, your purse, and they take everything, you have the number to your credit card, the number, the expiration date, and the credit card company that you need to call in order to close the account. Now, some credit companies have it where you can do some credit companies have it done where you have an app on your phone and you can close down the usage of that card. But if you don't have it, you can always just go old school and call them. Hey, my fault, my purse was just stolen. There was identity theft over here. They charged $3,000 on my They're charged $3,000 on my they charge $3,000 on gas on my debit card, and you just want to make sure that you have everything that you can to protect yourself at those different levels. You go to the next slide. Again, you can go to fbi.gov and /scams. Those are, the FBI scams, or FBI will provide you with scams or common scams for elder citizens. You can go to www.ftc, the Federal Trade Commission.gov. You can go to chicagopolice.org. And these are all HTTPS, so they're secure. You can go to the justice.gov for start, www.justice.gov for information on, fraud and elder abuse or elder financial exploitation. And then, of course, you can also go to HTTPS www.consumerreports.org, and they have elder fraud and ways to stop senior citizen scams. So you have FBI.gov, FT, like Tom, C.gov, chicagopolice.org, justice.gov, and then consumerreports.org. You can go to the next slide. So, in closing, I am the senior liaison officer for the 7th District. I work with senior citizens, and I always try to present as many situations on safety for senior citizens, whether that's slip fall, whether that is internet safety, fraud safety, physical safety, just to be able to ensure that you are safe wherever you are, wherever you're online or in your vehicle or even just shopping. We all, as we age, need to be mindful to kind of re-quiz ourselves to be able to stay ahead of the game. Because one of the things that you can guarantee is criminals are constantly getting smarter and trying to figure out how did they get caught so they can do it a different way the next time. We always used to say when we would lock somebody up, they always ask, well, how did you catch me? And of course, we tell them, oh, hey, you left the back door open. Well, the next time they're going to close the back door. They're not going to stop. They're just not going to keep the back door open. In in communications, they have this thing called TV production. They have this thing called the myth of eternal return, meaning if whatever was old back in the day, it's going to be recycled and it's going to be new again. So back in the day, everybody used to wear bell bottoms and afros and braids and long hair. Then it went out of style, tight pants, close knit cuts. Then it was then it went back to bell bottoms and loose fitting pants and things. It's the same thing if someone is able to break into your bank account. They might take a little bit now, but if you don't report it or close the account, they're going to keep coming back and take a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. So, however you need to be as safe and secure as possible for yourself. And if you need to call me, my phone number is here, 312-747-6722. That's here to the office. And my email address is roderick.mcclain, and that's ROD as in David, ERIQUE.MCCLAIN at chicagopolice.org. 312-747-6722 and roderick.mcclain at chicagopolice.org. So I would love to open this up for any questions, comments, or anything like that that anybody might have.
Thank you so much. That was really an excellent presentation. We've never gotten so many likes throughout the presentation, so it's clear that you really spoke to us. So thank you so much.
Look,
Really
this is
great
me
tips.
celebrating.
Yeah, you should. So we
Mhm.
have a couple questions online, but before we go there, I want to give the opportunity for those of you over the phone. If you have a question, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask the question now. And to unmute yourself, you can press *67 on your phone. Hi. It looks like someone unmuted themselves. You can go ahead and ask your question.
No, I'm good. I had a question. earlier, but he repeated the number, the phone. I'm fine. I got the phone number.
Okay, great.
That's like
Anyone
my
Yeah.
little
else?
commercial jingle. And we watch those commercial jingles, they repeat the number five
Yeah,
five eight three one two. So I was like, let me repeat the number.
that's always
Yeah.
helpful. Great, thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else who has any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask now.
If there are no
Oh,
questions, that means I did a marvelous job and you all know everything. So
that's
I
right.
feel great about it. So I did
And for those,
excellent.
yeah, you did, regardless. Yeah. And for those of you on the phone, we're going to go ahead and move. We have a couple questions online, and then we'll give you over the phone another opportunity to ask a question in case you wanted some time to maybe think about it. All right. So the first question we have online, is there a way we could arrange a meeting on cybercrime for a group of senior citizens?
Of course, that would be like awesome. So, and I honestly think in a partnership with you all that we could probably make it happen so that way, we can reach through Rush Generations because like I was sharing with Miss Chandy, I said my mom lives in Kentucky. And as a result of me working with senior citizens, I partnered with an organization that is a senior center in Frankfort, Kentucky. And I've shared the information that Rush Generations has with them as well. So I mean, Rush has far reaching arms to be able to provide support and information to all of our aging or golden residents, our senior citizens. And I would love to be able to help the partner and do that. Even if we have to even bring in a detective from like cyber crimes or, FBI agent or something, we can make that definitely happen because like what I kept saying throughout this, your safety is paramount. And there's so many things that continually change in the criminal world that I mean, even I don't know about, and even
Mhm.
FBI agents don't know about, but they know more than what I know, and I know more than what you know, and you know more than what somebody else knows. So
Mhm.
let's, definitely we can all make that happen.
Yeah, that's a great question. We'd love to hear it, especially if you had a specific group in mind. We'd love to partner with you. So you're always welcome to reach us. You can call the Rush Generations number. We can always get connected with Officer McLean. And then also this link. So if you thought this lecture was helpful and you have someone in mind you want to share it with, you can use the same link you used today and they can watch the exact same lecture later. So it is saved if that would be helpful. I know there were a lot of great examples. We have a comment that is a great presentation and very informative. The
Thank you.
next question we have, should we be aware of phone calls asking for support or donations for the police department? Callers claim they are calling from the police department.
Yes, definitely. That is a scam. Not always, because we do have from our Gold Star families or other organizations that partner with the police department. One of the one of the things that I always do is I ask for whatever organization or company that is calling me on the phone requesting money. I tell them to mail me a letter. So now I have physical, tangible evidence that this company is willing to at the bare minimum invest 50 cent in sending me a letter so that I can read about it and say, okay, this is something worth donating money to. I have donated money to different organizations, and as a result, my name was put into some type of call system where they continued to call me every day. I would, oh no, we're this and that, and we're now working for judges and we're trying to collect money. So I don't make any donations to anything now, but I would definitely be leery because one of the things that they always say, right now we're running a program where our donors will match $100, I mean 100% for what you do. Our highest donation is $250. Whoa, hey, I can't do 250. Let's do 100. Can you do 100? No. Let's do 50. No. 25. No. Let's go 10. No. Can you give anything? So they always do 250, 100, 50, 25, 10. And I get these calls all the time. So I would say be leery. And if you choose to make any donations, you can always just search out whichever police department or national police department or national police association that you want to make the donation to, and then you can make the donation as opposed to, them trying to call you or something. Even when I relate to people, hey, I'm a police officer. Thank you for, raising money for us. Now you can hear in their phone, I mean, their voice, they're kind of etchy, like, goodbye, have a good day you know.
Yeah. Great. And for those some are asking logistical questions, so the lecture will be available right after this lecture, so it will be automatically saved. So you will be able
Hello.
to share it even later today. Hi,
Okay.
yes, did you have a question?
Hi. Hi. This is Sheila, and I had a question. I wanted the officer to address getting rid of old equipment, computer and cell phone equipment. What recommendations do you have for that?
So now, a lot of times, my bad. So I know that AT&T has a program where you can walk in and drop your cell phone off, and it's a secure program that they have to where they will, go and donate I mean, they will erase everything on your phone or laptop or whatever it is. Maybe not laptop, but the tablet, and then they can send it in because I know AT&T has a federal contract with the military, so they have to do everything through a certain standard. As far as like just anywhere in general, I would have to look that up myself, and I'll get the information back to Miss Chandy for Russian Narrations, and then I'm sure that you can reach out to her, or she'll reach out to you to find out the actual thing like that. Because I've seen sometimes where here the aldermen will have shredathons, and they have these big trucks that come out where you're able to put everything in there, packs of paper, cell phones, or even, thin laptops, and it just crushes everything down. So I would look into those.
Okay, thank you. And one other thing I was going to ask, did you address these GoFund accounts online? Could you address that?
hmm So a lot of times people will do things, and then they will depend on the kindness or the caring of people's heart, and they expect people to just want to donate money. So it's not that all of the GoFundMe's are fraudulent, but it's just that some of them have underlining meanings that aren't positive. So you have some people that literally, just like there was one where a lady a couple of months ago had tried to, wrap her hair up and make it tight to her head, and she put some type of glue in it, and then it hardened, and then she wasn't able to get any, wasn't able to use her hair or whatever. And people did a GoFundMe for her. Or she did a GoFundMe, and she got maybe $15,000 or something, combined, maybe 20,000 or something. But there was a doctor in California who was a chemist and a doctor, and he was able to provide some type of, or he made some type of solvent that broke down the chemical that was in the hair and washed it out, provided the product for her so that she could have her hair back to normal. And the money that she raised from her GoFundMe, she then donated to an organization that helps like kids or something like that. So when you do see the GoFundMe's, you can always click on it to read what is the narrative that's about, like who is the person. And then you can take it a step further and even Google that person or that story to find out what it is. So if you're on social media, a lot of times you'll see these pictures of this girl has been missing for 3 years. Share the video, and every share is going to send the family, 10 cent. Well, I always will go and Google that girl's name or that story. And most of the time, they've already been returned home years ago. And this has just been an ongoing thing, just spreading around social media. Or, this
Mm-hmm.
person has been in a domestic battery relationship. And every time you share this information, it's going to provide more information for people. And, come to find out, they've already been, sent home or, back to safety or whatever. So when you do find that you want to make a donation to a non for profit or one of those type of GoFundMe's, look it up and find out what it is that you're doing, because once you give your money away, it's no longer yours. So if you just donated $5, you donated $5. But in the same regard, know what you're donating it to and why that you're donating it, so that way when you find out that it's truthful or not, then you don't feel bad. I can remember one time I was driving in rush hour traffic here, and this lady come right up to the car and she's crying, oh my goodness, I just need $5 for gas. My car ran out of gas and my family's in the car. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was with my family and I felt her pain. So I gave her $20 so that she can go get gas. As I drive away, I feel pretty good. And I see her go to the next car, the next car, the next car, the next car. So it's a matter of when you give the money away, it's no longer yours. But make sure that you're giving it to someone that is in need, or that the story is truthful, so that way you can feel good about what you have done because you helped someone as opposed to being defrauded.
Great point and
I hope
great
that answered your question.
question. Anyone else has we got to those questions online. So again, if you had a specific group that you wanted to give a presentation to, one, you can share this lecture if you wanted to share this one. Also, you're welcome to give us a call and see, maybe there's something we can organize and collaborate on. And so you can call the Rush Generations number, or you can call my number, which is 312-942-6995. So that was just for the clarification that was needed online. And then one last time, for those of you who are over the phone, do you have any questions? You can unmute yourself now.
And while we're waiting, I just want to add another thing. For a lot of the seniors that like to go out and have walks, if you walk in the same kind of neighborhood or you walk on your block, you might want to try to start talking to some of your neighbors and see if you have an established block club, because now you can walk in groups. And you might even find out which houses have a Ring doorbell or some type of doorbell camera, so that you know that there's another added level of protection or safety when you're there. Or if you're walking in the park district or at a park, you want to kind of go and see about what time is it that there's a higher number of senior citizens or a higher number of people there, so that way you can be seen and you can see them. So that way if something is going on, they have a higher propensity for being able to intervene and help you out, as opposed to just you being there defending yourself or looking out for yourself. So whenever you're out doing anything, make sure to just be as safe as possible and aware of your surroundings. And again, just for most of the seniors, as a matter of fact, I have one question for the seniors that are on the phone, because I know that you can unmute yourself. How do you describe an offender? If something happens to you, what is the best way to describe someone that has been made an offense to you, or someone runs up to you and they shove you? Now you have to report to the police. This person shoved me. Which way do you describe them? I told you during the description, so I want to see if any of you all can unmute yourself and say it.
Okay. Some identifying marks.
Yeah, can I answer
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
first
go
of
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
all, you have to take a good look at them and imagine your height compared to their height, the clothes they're wearing, the color, the build, the complexion. I mean, you gave a lot of something that I wasn't thinking of. I'm from a place where they say it's tall and it's short, but we cannot
Mm-hmm.
tell you exactly. But from what you described, I'm 5 foot something. So I will wage it like maybe it's only 5 inches taller than me or something like that. That is a good
Correct.
help. And then
Yes,
the
ma'am.
marks on his face, you really did give a good way of describing. Now I can really, really get close to the person. And then the race is not an issue because you can tell black from white. But
Yes.
and then the accent, you try to listen to the way they talk. Like me, you can know I'm not from here. So that's a good
Mm-hmm.
that's a good thing. Thank you very much for taking care of this situation for the seniors. My name is Yemi,
Mm-hmm.
and I appreciate Rush Generation a lot. Thank you very much. God bless you. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, that's
All right, I have
wonderful.
one more question because I know we still have a little bit of time and I don't want to,
Yeah.
go over.
No, go ahead.
For the people on the phone, what is, there are two ways that I described that you have internet safety. What are one way that you can tell if a website is safe to use? Had to mute
That's
myself.
*67.
I will give you, oh,
Oh my God. Can I answer that again?
no, you already answered something. Let the that we're gonna let the next person.
Okay.
You was listening. I
Okay.
see you was taking notes.
What was the question again, please?
Whether it's
What was the
safe,
question?
the HTTPS, the S is for safety or something, secure.
So the question is, I gave two ways,
HTTPS.
correct? Now she gave you that answer. Now I'll ask you the for double or nothing. So you know it's HTTPS, but what is an object that you can look for? Don't you answer this, Miss Yemi. What is an
Okay, thank you.
object that you what is an object that you can look for that lets you know that the website is secure?
A padlock.
Bing, 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 bing. You are correct. You are a champion.
Excellent. Great job.
Hmm. Great
Wonderful.
job.
Hmm.
Thank you. And those of you on the phone, any other questions? All right. And then
No, but thank you very much.
okay, wonderful. And then
Thank
just
you.
one question for you, Officer McLean. For individuals who may be experiencing fraud within their family, so someone in their
Hmm.
family may be abusing, what steps can they take that would make them feel safe? And like, what does that process typically look like? I would imagine that people would feel a little less inclined to report that or unsure of what that will look like. So could you speak to that a little?
So, first and foremost, I would always get a police report. So if you find out that a family member has been having access to your bank accounts, or they've been using your card to be able to go through the toll roads, or whatever it is, how big or how small it is, you want to get a police report, because now that has an added level of investigation, because you've clearly found out that this is happening, but now you might not want to press charges, or you might want to press charges, or you might just not even know that it's a family member yet, right? So when you find out that it's a family member, you don't have to have them arrested, but you can have them arrested. So once you get the police report, now you have an investigator that is looking it up and checking to make sure that it's, a secure, I mean, that you're now going to be safe. Then you also want to talk with the family member. Hey, it's so crazy. I had, $5,000 in my bank account. And now I've only got 2,000, but I don't know what's going on. I'm losing money, and it's just something I need to do. So what do you think I should do? Then I would even talk to the bank and let the bank know someone in my family has access to my bank account. You might be someone that lives at home with multiple people in your family, and you get your checks sent to your house, or the bank statements come to your house and they have your bank account number. Or you might be a heavy sleeper and they went into your purse and took your credit card out. You contact your bank. I'd like to close my account and switch everything over to this account, or I'd like to open up a separate account and not use the credit card or the debit card to the checking account that you already have. So now you can watch to see what actions or transactions are happening on that account. Um, Also, I would even take it a step further, and like I gave out as a resource, the FBI or the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, or even just Googling steps to do for seniors that have fraud. Now, if you live here in Chicago, we have each police station has a senior citizen liaison officer, but they also have regular officers that will be able to help you out through the process of getting you a police report. And then you'll be able to find a detective that will help you with further information in regards to filing a order of protection to be able to keep that person away from you. There are some people that have family members, they are wonderful family members, but as soon as they start drinking, they're horrible. They, you know, do everything under the sun. So you can have the order protection to where that person can be around you. They just can't be intoxicated around you. So there's just, those are just a couple of quick steps, but I would definitely say police report, even consider talking to the family member if you have that type of relationship, contacting the bank and changing your bank account, or even opening up a new account, or or contacting the FBI, FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and National Center on Aging, NCOA, so that you can find out other steps that you can take to continue to protect your account and protect yourself.
Great. That was great. Thank you, Officer McLean, and thank you to everyone who asked questions and participated. The questions you asked, people were answering online too and said padlock. So great. Thank you all so much. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up by sharing some of our upcoming programs. So, all right, here we go. Okay. So first and foremost, for those of you who would like to get some more information on the vaccine, so either to learn more about it, but also if you need to make an appointment and get the vaccine, you can visit the Rush website at rush.edu, again, to get more information about the vaccine or to set up an appointment. Next, Rush Generations is celebrating Older Americans Month with a week of programming next week. So on Tuesday, we're going to have a film screening where we're going to screen the documentary Fast Forward, which is a film that's all about the aging experience. So it follows 4 families, and the different individuals of different ages get to know what aging is really like. And so we're going to screen that film, and it's going to be followed by a discussion and then an opportunity for you to share your perspectives. So that will be Tuesday, May 25th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. It will be taking place through Zoom and also over the phone. So all of these will have the option for the phone as well. On Thursday, we're having a musical performance that will be on May 27th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. and that will be on YouTube. So just like how you joined this lecture. And then lastly, on Friday, we're going to have a trivia day with the Rush Generations team. And it's all up to celebrate you, to celebrate older adults and to learn more. So if you are interested in that, that's going to be on Friday, May 28th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. That will be through Zoom and also over the phone. So for any of these events, as well as all the events that we're about to share, you can call the Rush Generations toll-free number for more information. That's 800-757-0202. All right. So next we have our WRAP for Seniors program. So this is the Wellness Recovery Action Plan. So this is an opportunity for you to learn different skills to cope with stress and improve your mental health. So again, this is WRAP for Seniors on Wednesdays from May 26th till June 30th. It'll be from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and it will take place through Zoom. So if you are interested in the program and it is online, but you haven't used Zoom before, that's okay. You can give us a call and a member of our team will be able to reach out to you and make sure you feel comfortable with it before the program starts. Next, we have Take Charge of Your Diabetes. So this is a workshop that's all about learning more about diabetes and how to manage your health. And this will be on Thursdays from June 3rd until July 15th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. This will also take place through Zoom, and you can call the toll-free number to register. That's 800-757-0202. Next, we have Walk with Ease, which is a virtual walking program. So this is a really great opportunity to get outside and get walking with a group of people virtually. So this will be on Mondays from June 7th till July 12th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. This will also be taking place through Zoom. And again, you can get more information on this and all of our programs through our toll-free number. Next, we have a workshop called Living Well with Chronic Pain. So this is a workshop that's designed to help you manage your day-to-day chronic pain. It will be on Thursdays from July 8th until August 19th from 1 to 3:30 p.m. This will also be taking place through Zoom. So again, this is a workshop that's going to teach you how to take care of your chronic pain and better manage your pain. And next are fitness classes. We have our chair strength class. This will start on May 24th, so on Monday. And it'll be every Monday from May 24th until July 19th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. So that's a total of 8 sessions. It's $40 for all 8 sessions. And now if you are interested, but $40 is not something you can afford, you can still give us a call and register. There are scholarships available. Next, we have our gentle chair yoga class. This will be on Thursdays from May 27th till June 15th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And this also is 8 sessions, $40 for the total 8 sessions. And again, if this is something that you're really interested in, but you can't afford, there are scholarships available. And to clarify, both of these fitness classes will be done through Zoom, so virtually from your home. Next, we have our monthly Coping and Connection in the Time of COVID support group. So this is the third Wednesday of every month from 3 to 4 p.m. And so this is an opportunity for you to join over the phone for a call with other individuals. So this could be with other older adults and to share the stresses of COVID and how you're coping with it, whether you wanted to talk about staying at home or maybe all the changes, whatever the case may be. And we'll have our social worker on the line as well to help you have that conversation. So it's a really wonderful opportunity. Again, the third Wednesday of every month from 3 to 4 p.m. And the information is on the screen right now, but for those of you over the phone, you can get the information by calling our toll-free number. To that end, we also have the diabetes education and support group. This is the third Thursday of every month from 2 to 3 p.m. So very similar, you can get more information about diabetes, but also speak with other individuals who it affects as well. Again, the third Thursday of every month from 2 to 3 p.m. And this is over the phone. All right. Next, we have our Senior Connections Friendly Caller program. So if you're interested in receiving a call once a week from a volunteer, this is a wonderful opportunity for you, especially now that we're all, adjusted to being at home and staying at home. It's a great opportunity to speak with someone, to meet someone new, and to have that consistent conversation. And so you would be able to pick what day of the week works for you and set up a time, and your volunteer will go ahead and call you for a friendly conversation. Next, we have the Rush Caregiver Initiative. So if you're a caregiver or if you have a caregiver, this is a customized approach where it starts off with an assessment. So they get to know a little bit more about the situation, and then they'll create a really customized approach to best support you. So whatever that might look like. It's a really wonderful initiative. And if you are interested in the Rush Caregiver Initiative, you can call 312-563 0350. Again, this is for caregivers, or if you have a caregiver of anyone who's 65 and older. So if you're a caregiver of someone who's 65 and older, or if you have a caregiver, a wonderful opportunity. All right, and lastly, Shaman Senior Voices. So Shaman Senior Voices is a program that's all about learning what matters most to you. So we want to hear from you about what's important to you and how have you been staying connected to what's important to you, especially during this past over a year. And so we use this information to learn about what's important to you as you age, to educate our healthcare students, to educate our healthcare professionals, and also to learn about what programs are needed in the community. So this is a really wonderful opportunity. If you wanted to record a video in just 60 seconds, you can do that online by going to bit.ly/record my story. So again, bit.ly/record my story. And you can record your video in just 60 seconds. And there are instructions on that site. You can also go to the website, that same link, or you can visit aging.rush.edu/shaman, SCHAALMAN, to watch videos of older adults who have recorded already. We also have videos of students who've learned from older adults and hearing their perspectives. So a really wonderful website to explore. And lastly, just a final reminder that Rush Generations is here with you during this time of social distancing. There's a number of programs, so if you missed anything or if you wanted more information or wanted to register, you can call the Rush Generations number at 800-757-0202. If you're on Facebook, there's also a Rush Generations Facebook page where you can get updates on our events as well. Thank you all once again for joining, and we look forward to seeing